Jose TV Production. Your only island TV channel.
And a warm welcome to all participants of today's Interfaith Dialogue series. We are honored to gather once again as we continue this meaningful conversation of unity, understanding, and respect among different faiths. This afternoon, our discussion will focus on the topic Women of the Holy Scriptures. To formally begin our program, may we all stand for the preliminaries.
Tumayo po tayong lahat at sabay-sabay nating awitin ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Ayaw mag-ibig, pero sa silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dilim mo'y buhay. Lupang hihirang, gulatan ng pag-ibig, sa manlulupin, di ko masisigil, sa lahat ng lulong, sa sino at sa langit mong bahaw, naginang ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawag mo'y talukay na nabibig, tuwing at araw ng kailan pamalimasin. Lumalang araw ng 100% buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Ang hikaya ng pagkay magkakamit, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Billahi minash shaitanir rajim. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Ama na aming Diyos, lubhang banal at makapangyarihan sa lahat. Narito ang inyong mga lingkod, nagpapasalamat at pinupuri ang inyong pangalan. Linisin niyo po ang aming puso at isip na maihagpo namin na may kabanalan ang inyong kalooban. Tulungan niyo po kami na mapanatiling matibay ang aming pananampalataya at gawin ang mga bagay na may kalakip na basbas at biyaya. Ipagkaloob niyo po sa amin ang kapayapaan sa buong panahon. Ang lahat ng ito ay aming hinihiling sa ngalan ni Jesus na aming tagapagligtas. Amen.
There is a land of the free. God's blessing shine on you. With all the good and brotherhood, a great new city you'll be. There is a cradle of love, the only one we have. We'll work and talk at sea and song, and make you great as can be.
So every speech shall reign, every tribe. Believe us one, and dream us one, contented family. And every speech shall light the city bright. Prosperity with dignity in one community.
Isabella, land of the free. God's blessing shine on thee. With all the good and brotherhood, a great new city you'll be. Dear Isabella, cradle of love, the only one we have. We'll work and toil at sea and soil and make you great as can be.
Please take your seat. Now, to set the tone for the opening remarks and acknowledgement of our speakers and participants, may I call on our City Information Officer and God Focal, Ma'am Mendry Ann Lim.
Ayan. Good afternoon to each and everyone, no, sa ating mga panauhing pangdangal na nasa harap na nagpaunlak ng kanilang knowledge, kaalaman at kanilang oras, no, para dumalo dito. Sa mga lahat po ng naimbitahan para sa araw na ito at sa mga lahat ng bumalik para sa ating activity for today. Welcome po sa ating event para sa araw na ito. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagdalo. Siguro magbibigay lang ako ng rasyonale para sa mga unang beses pa lang na naka-attend ng ating Interfaith Dialogue Series every Wednesday of the Women's Month, no, celebration. Ang Interfaith Dialogue Series is actually a brainchild of our dear Mayor City Jalya Turabin Hataman, no? Kami po ay nag-usap-usap kung ano yung maaring gawin for the National Women's Month celebration for this year. So, naisip ni Mayor na magkaroon ng Interfaith Dialogue Series, and this is done every Wednesday of the month. So ito po ay pangatlong linggo na ng ating Women's Month celebration. So this is the third topic where we will be talking now about women of the Holy Scriptures. Yung mga naunang topic po, meron tayong virtues of modesty and fasting and mercy and forgiveness. Yung mga nakadalo dati, no? So equally very interesting and very important topics po sa ating buhay, no? Sa ating bilang mga Isabelenyo, bilang mga kababaihan at bilang mga kalalakihan, no? As part of the Women's Month celebration, hindi naman ibig sabihin ang kailangang mag-usap-usap ay yung mga kababaihan lang din. Mas kailangan naming kausap ang mga kalalakihan kasi sino ba ang dapat magpahalaga sa mga kababaihan. Kaya tayo nagse-celebrate ng Women's Month every March yearly kasi gusto nating ipakita ang kahalagahan ng mga kababaihan sa lipunan, no? Hindi natin usually natatakel ang kababaihan in the Holy Scriptures. So I think it's about time na tingnan natin, no, kung paano ang mga kababaihan sa iba't ibang relihiyon, kung meron ba itong similarities or differences, no? And then we will reflect on it. Second, siguro nagkataon din na Women's Month at the same time Ramadan. And at the same time Lenten season. So parang punong-puno, siksik ang buwan ng Marso. So it's like a mix of everything. And so we came up with this kind of activity na sana po hindi man siya hindi man siya ayuda pero ayuda for our soul, no, for our peace of mind, for our heart, yung mga ganon na topic naman po, yung how to enrich our spirituality. Yun. And then finally, syempre, ang pinaka-goal natin as Isabeleños, yung syempre, ano bang gusto natin? Happy Isabela. Gusto natin magkaroon ng happy, masaya, at marangal na pamumuhay sa Isabela, no? And Isabela City is a very, very unique city. Maliit lang na city, pero ang daming diverse ang mga tao, no? Ipinagmamayaman ko nga, marami akong lengguwahe na alam. Pagpunta ka ng Manila, alam lang nila Tagalog and English. Dito, alam mo lahat. Sabihin mo, ay, alam ko 10. I can speak 10 languages. So, yun. So, maganda, may positive. Then, meron ding mga, like for the longest time, nagkaroon tayo, naging parang sinasabi nila na nagkaroon ng walang kapayapaan dito sa Isabela dahil nga sa pagkakaiba-iba din daw ng mga relihiyon at kultura ng bawat isa. But we want to prove them wrong because for how many years we have been living in Isabela City and we have been nakikipagkapwa-tao tayo sa bawat isa kahit despite of our differences, no? So, same with the purpose of the Interfaith Dialogue series, no? Even if magkakaiba-iba po ang ating pananampalataya, magkakaiba-iba po ang ating relihiyon, magkakaiba-iba ang ating itsura, pero iisa po ang laman ng ating puso, iisa po ang ating pananampalataya sa may kapal. At iisa po ang mithiin natin bilang mga Isabeleños. Yun ay ang magkaroon ng masaya at marangal na pamumuhay dito sa Isabela City. So sana with that, no, and with the practice of having dialogues, parang nagkakaroon tayo ng pakikipag-usap sa mga hindi kapareho natin, nagkakaroon tayo ng openness, no? And nagkakaroon tayo ng mas malaki yung ating puso para sa kapwa natin, no? Para sa pakikipagkapwa natin. So, mamaya-maya po, kasama natin si Mayor kasi nga, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, siya ang pasimuno ng activity na to at maging ang mga topics na ginawa natin for the past 2 weeks and this time, siya rin po talaga ang pumili ng mga paksa kung ano ang pag-uusapan dahil malapit din sa kanyang puso no, bilang isang champion of women's rights yung pagpapahalaga sa mga kababaihan. So masaya rin ako makita na maraming kalalakihan dahil kayo po ang aming partner for development. When we say Women's Month, when we say gender and development, hindi po yan para sa kababaihan lang. Kasama po ang kalalakihan kasi pag nag-aim tayo ng progreso, kailangan partner po ang mga babae at lalaki. Hindi po ba? Ayan. So, hindi ko na pahabain. Magsisimula na po tayo ng ating session. You will be introducing the... Oo, ang ating mga target participants ngayon ay mix po. Nag-imbita po kami sa iba't ibang mga civil society organizations, barangay chairpersons na kasama natin ngayon, mga local council of women members, bayon, youth, students, sino pa mga nandito? Mga iba't ibang religious groups ay invited din, madaris, Akadim, meron tayo. BJMP daw, meron. Girl Scouts of the Philippines, andito. And ALS, tama, ALS, nandito rin. So, it's a mix of different people from different various organizations and associations. And sana, Nagdilaab, nandito rin. So, sana po, mamaya magbibigay kami ng piece of paper. Gusto naming malaman yung reflection ninyo, kung ano po yung natutunan nyo, ano yung, kahit hindi natutunan, ano yung damdamin ninyo no? Habang nakikinig kayo, isulat nyo lang po kasi gusto naming makita kung may effect po ba itong mga itong activity natin na interfaith dialogues. So, yun lang po. Maraming salamat and hopefully mag-participate po tayo mamaya sa open forum. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Mendry. So now we proceed to our main discussions. Our esteemed speakers this afternoon will enlighten us on the role of women in different religious scriptures, showcasing their virtues, strength, and contribution in shaping faith and history. So for our speakers, we have Sister Maria Valentina Paragas Rebolios from Solidaridad Foundation Incorporation. So Sister, welcome po and good afternoon. So Sister Maria Valentina Rebolios is the project manager of Solidaridad, a dedicated missionary Dominican sister. She has been serving in her vocation for 30 years. Currently, she is on her 11th mission assignment, continuing her commitment to education and community service. Sister Valentina is a teacher by profession. Having earned her degree from Western Mindanao State University, she also pursued further studies at Ateneo de Zamboanga University, the University of Santo Tomas, and Universidad Pontificia de Comillas in Spain, equipping herself with a strong academic foundation to support her mission work. So that's Sister Maria Valentina Rebolios. At nagbabalik po si Ma'am Barbet Tabenas Baclay. Born and raised in Isabela, Ma'am Barbet Baclay has dedicated much of her life to healthcare and community service. She has 8 years of experience working in hospitals, both in Philippines and Dubai, UAE. Her commitment to community development is evident in her decade-long service as a community health developer, where she contributed to initiatives in both the Philippines and South Korea. Ms. Barbet is a passionate advocate for women's empowerment, using information, dialogue, and forums to uplift and educate women in various communities. She firmly believes that awareness and education can drive positive change, making her a strong voice in advocating for women's rights and well-being. So welcome again po, Ma'am Barbet Tabenas Baclay. And now, Sir Fernand G. Hadrake is a dedicated educator currently serving as a Teacher 1 at Tayran Elementary School. Alongside his teaching profession, he actively contributes to his community as a secretary of the Committee on Balik Islam Basilan, where he plays a vital role in promoting faith-based initiatives and community engagement. Committed to continuous learning, Sir Fernand is currently pursuing his studies at Basilan Islamic College, specializing in Kismul Sharia wa Dirasatu Islamiyah. His academic pursuits reflect his deep passion for religious studies and education, further enriching his ability to serve both his students and his community. So welcome po, Sir Fernand Hadrake. And of course, one of our doctors here in LGU, Dr. Nujum El Datu Indal. Welcome po. A dedicated physician, educator, and community leader, Dr. Indal has been serving as a rural health physician at RHU 10, Isabela City Health Office since 2020, and as the Medical Blood Program Officer since 2022. She has also been the college physician at Basilan State College since 2007. Dr. Indal holds a Doctor of Medicine degree from Manila Central University, a Master's in Hospital Administration from St. Jude College, a Bachelor of Science in Biology from the University of the East. Beyond medicine, she is an active advocate for peace and interfaith dialogue. She is the founder and convener of the Isabela City Madrasa Association and has served as a coordinator for the Interfaith Council of Leaders here in Basilan, as well as the Muslim Women for Dialogue and Peace. An experienced lecturer and seminar facilitator, Dr. Indal has led discussions on interfaith collaboration, women's empowerment, and the role of Muslima in society. Today, we are privileged to hear from her wealth, knowledge, and experience. So, welcome po, Dr. Indal. So, before we will proceed to the main discussions and talks, so each speakers po, they have 20 minutes to share their insights or discuss about the topics of women of the Holy Scriptures. So, may we proceed to Sister Valentina Rebolias. Okay po. So, can we proceed to Ma'am Barbeta Benas Baclay as Sister Rebolias prepare his presentation po. Thank you.
Mic test. Okay. So, good afternoon sa tanan. Buenas tardes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Magandang hapon po sa lahat. Masaya lang ba tayo na nandito tayo sa Interfaith? Yes. So, dapat masaya tayo kasi not all LGU, tulad ng sabi ko before, not all LGU po may ganitong program. So we should be very grateful that we were given this opportunity to discuss women in the scriptures na hindi tayo nagdedebatehan, nagse-share lang tayo. So we will learn from each other and I'm very excited to also learn from my co-speakers here kung ano pa yung mga pwede kong i-learn na mga women sa scriptures. So, I am Barbet and I am representing po the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Kami po yung church na nagwo-worship every Saturday. So may Friday tayo, may mga kapatid tayo nagwo-worship on Friday, may kapatid tayong nagwo-worship on Sunday, and kami po nagwo-worship on Saturday. So when I also received the invitation to talk about women in the scriptures, parang nahilo ako sa sobrang daming women. Sa sobrang daming women na gusto mong i-share. But one of my favorite, I at the end of the day, I ask myself, sino ba talaga yung favorite ko na woman sa Bible? And one of my favorite woman na siya din yung gusto kong i-emulate is Tabitha. Tabitha, or she is called Dorcas. Dorcas. So, I will tell you a short story about Dorcas or Tabitha and what can we learn from her. So Tabitha, yung name niya sa Aramaic is Tabitha, but sa Greek, it's Dorcas. It means gazelle, no? So when we say gazelle, it's a symbol of grace, beauty, and swift action. So yung name niya, dalawang name niya ginagamit sa Aramaic and sa Jewish because some Bible commentary says that because of her popularity, these two groups of people know her. So yung mga Jewish people, tinatawag siya na Dorcas. Yung mga Aramaic-speaking people naman, tinatawag siya na Tabitha. So, who is Dorcas? So Dorcas lives in Joppa, a thriving port city in the Mediterranean Sea. Sa atin ngayong panahon, malapit siya sa Tel Aviv, Israel, no? So, Joppa is like a melting pot of culture, no? Para siyang trading na lugar noon where people from different culture, from different groups, from different backgrounds meet. And that is where the community is so varied. Intersectoral talaga or interculture talaga yung mga tao na nandoon sa Joppa. So, in the context of Seventh-day Adventists po, we believe that when Jesus went here on earth, He had disciples o yung mga followers niya. And one of the followers of Christ is si Dorcas. So Dorcas became one of the leaders, become a follower ng time nila, but she is not really a leader. That's what I love about her because she is not a very good talker. She is not a leader in a way that she speaks very well. Hindi siya yung ang gandang magsalita, ang lakas ng boses, or eloquent speaker, pero yung kanyang story is she talks using her hands because she talks using her actions. So Dorcas is a seamstress. Tagatahi po si Dorcas. Nagtatahi po siya. And she became known for her kindness because she always sews dress para sa mga walang pera na makapagtahi ng kanilang own dress. Kasi if we go back sa panahon noon, walang pareho ngayon na may RTWs na tayo. We have a lot of ready-to-wears ngayon. Pupunta lang tayo sa barter, sa bazaar, sa mall, ang daming ready-to-wear. Before, they have to sew it. Dalagang ipapatahi nila. And people or women na wala masyadong pera, hindi ka makaka-afford sa pagpatahi ng mga dress. So what Dorcas is doing, she sews dress and gives it for free. So yun doon siya nakilala because of her charitable works. And on the part of the story, actually her story is found in Acts chapter 9, verses 36 to 43. The Seventh-day Adventist believes on the Bible, and the Bible has two testaments, yung Old Testament and yung New Testament. Yung story ni Dorcas nasa New Testament sa book ng Acts chapter 9 verses 36 to 43. So yun ang story niya na after siyang nagtulong and she always helps the community. She's not much of a talker, like hindi siya masyadong nagsasalita, or she's not a leader na alam mo yun, yung parang nandyan siya sa highlights ba, nandyan siya sa stage. She is more of the behind the scenes woman. She always does her charity, or she's a Christian philanthropist at that time. And ang nangyari is, the Bible is not very detailed about it, but nagkasakit si Dorcas. So when Dorcas felt ill, she became very sick and died. And nang mamatay siya, dinala siya, of course, they bathed her, and since she lives in Joppa, and then the disciples were there, because the Adventist believes that in the Bible, when Jesus went back to heaven, yung mga disciples binigyan niya ng authority and power na makapag-heal din sila sa sick. So Peter was one of the disciples of God that was given that authority. So when he heard that Dorcas died, Peter healed Dorcas. And as the story goes, Peter was able to napabuhay niya ulit si Dorcas. Napabuhay niya ulit si Dorcas. And the people at that time, when they knew that Dorcas was dead, ang dami pong nalungkot. Kasi when you are a very good woman or a good person, pag namatay po tayo or pag namatay ang person na ganyan, maraming malungkot. But when Peter brought her back to life, a lot of people were convinced of the power of God, and ang dami pong nag-believe. So, yun ang story ni Dorcas. Actually, very short lang talaga yung kanyang narrative sa Bible. It's a very short story, but why it's a very it is a very big impact po sa Seventh-day Adventist community, because a short background po sa Seventh-day Adventist Church, We have our president, we have our directors, and then we have our departments. One of the departments ng Seventh-day Advent, meron kaming department sa youth, may department sa mga men, may department sa health, may para ding sa government, may department sa stewardship, and we have this department called Dorcas. So, may department talagang ginawa ang Seventh-day Adventist Church as Dorcas, which now, later, it was transform na yung name into Adventist Community Services. But yung Adventist Community Services is derived, I think 10 years ago lang nag-change into Adventist Community Services. It was derived from the department named Dorcas. Because the Seventh-day Adventist believes that the Dorcas spirit or the Dorcas charity or philanthropy should be continued and passed on sa next generation. So, dyan kumuha yung Seventh-day Adventist ng idea how to help the community, how to serve the community. So, doon nag-start si Adventist Community Services through acts of service. So, Dorcas life is not a very, sabihin natin, it's not glitz and glamour. Hindi siya yung speaker. Hindi siya yung speaker. But what really shines through no sa kanya is she is a testimony na pwedeng maging service natin yung anong skill meron tayo. You know, she's not a lawyer, she's not, sabihin natin yung mga malalaking roles, no, ng ating society ngayon. Tagapagtahi lang po siya, no? Even sa ating society ngayon, minsan ang baba ng tingin natin sa mga mananahi. Kasi sabi natin, tagatahi ka lang. But Dorcas was able to magnify kung ano yung meron na maliit na skill na meron siya. Her skill was so little, was so small, that she was able to let the whole world, yung community niya, yung buong community na kung ano yung kanyang pwedeng magawa. So, as women also, as pillars in the church, Dorcas' example highlights the vital role women play in the society. Sometimes, we as women, we are very particular kung may nagagawa ba tayo. Minsan, we feel inferior, we feel, siguro, maliit yung tingin natin pag hindi tayo speakers, hindi tayo leaders, hindi tayo barangay captain, hindi tayo mayor, hindi tayo governor. Minsan, ang liit ng tingin natin sa sarili natin na ano bang ginagawa ko dito sa society? But let us be reminded of the story of Dorcas that in her smallest community in Joppa, she was able to do big. Napakalaki ng nagawa niya. Imagine providing clothes and nagtatahi siya ng clothes sa mga walang kayang magtahi and mga poor. So, as women, we should also be we should be encouraged that sa ating society ngayon, no matter how small ang skill natin, we should always think that we are valued. No, we are valued. I am also honored to be a part of the Good Governance Caravan. Na-meet namin ang dami kong sektor na na-meet. Na-meet ko ang sektor ng weavers, gumagawa ng tenon, yung mga sweepers, bankeros, farmers, fisher folks. You know, every sector really has something to offer in the community. So let us not feel very inferior or very small every time we see that our skill might seem very little than the other person. Kasi that skill can also be a legacy na pwede nating ipasa. So siguro I will just be sharing 3 reflections sa buhay ng life ni Dorcas. So number 1, Dorcas serve others with compassion and skill. So sometimes may skills tayo, pero kung wala tayong compassion, Parang wala lang, no? Minsan napaka-expert natin sa larangan ng ganito, pero hindi tayo wala tayong compassion. So I believe it's as if we are not serving. So let us be reminded of Dorcas' story that she served others with her skill plus her compassion. So whether you are a teacher, you are in the healthcare, you are in the counseling, you are in the security services, you are in any form of sector, dapat tayong magserbisyo ng may compassion at gagawin natin yung skill natin. And another is, number 2, Dorcas is consistent in doing good works. Kasi minsan we are very good in doing good works sa una lang. Yung sa ating na Filipino na very ningas kugon, napaka-excited natin pag may project. As we are talking with sister, we have a lot of common, no? Pag nasa community ka, minsan ang dali lang pumunta, picture-picture, ganon. But to stay in that community, yung ipa-follow up mo, gagawin mo pa rin yung mga, sabi nga nila, yung the hard works na talaga, it's not easy. But we should be consistent in doing good works. Hindi siya pwede isa one thing lang. Kasi when we are doing good works, it becomes our character eventually. It becomes a habit and then eventually magiging character natin na hindi na talaga siya kayang ipeke. Yung pagsiserve mo, yung paggawa mo ng mabuti, hindi na talaga kayang ipeke kasi it's in you na talaga. So number 3, build strong relationships and community connections. So Dorcas was really able to build strong relationships and community connections kasi sa story sa Bible, nang mamatay siya, ang daming nasad. 'Di ba? Ang daming nasad dahil ang daming niyang tinatch. Sabi nga, I saw one quote na, it's not really the number of years you had in your life, but it's how much did you serve, yung ma-measure yung life ng tao. Kasi I've been to funeral or burial service na malalaman mo talaga na wala siyang masyadong nagawa at marami pang galit sa kanya pagpatay na yung tao. At malalaman mo din na ang dami mong nagawa, ang daming nagawa ng isang tao na mabuti pag ang daming pumupunta sa kanyang lamay. So, we need to build strong relationships and community connections because at the end of the day, we are a one community. Even we have we have various belief systems. These core generic values tulad ng love, ng care, ng service, generic kasi ito sa human, no? It's part of our humanity. So, lastly, Dorcas is a source of encouragement and comfort. So in a world where everyone is angry, nakita natin sa news, nang dinakip si President Duterte, ang dami parang nawasak yung whole nation natin. So in a world where we are experiencing a lot of disunity, a lot of hatred, let us be the source of encouragement and comfort. Like Dorcas, ang kanyang binigay, hindi lang yung mga tinatahi niya. She gave more than that. She gave comfort to the hurting, and she gave emotional and spiritual love to the hurting. So, hindi lang, nasabi nga ni God Focal natin, si Ma'am Mendy, na hindi lang dapat ayuda yung dapat nating iniisip. Sometimes we need this mga ayuda sa ating soul. Yung sa ating soul na talaga. So, by encouragement and offering words of hope to others, we are demonstrating Christ's love. So, lastly siguro, let's live a life that leaves a legacy. Katulad ni Dorcas. She lived a life na may legacy siya. Let us ask ourselves, tanong natin, pag mamatay tayo, ano kayang legacy na iiwan ko sa aking anak, sa aking pamilya, sa aking community, sa aking society? Or mamamatay lang ba ako na parang hindi nila namalaya na namatay ako? So, like Dorcas Dorcas's impact was so profound that even her death brought a community to its knees in prayer. So let us be intentional. Huwag lang yung nadala tayo sa emosyon dahil ang gandang mag-serve, but let us be intentional in serving. So I believe ito din yung nakuha ko sa belief ng Seventh-day Adventist na I grew up in this kind of thinking na you should be intentional in serving others. Regardless sa color, sa religion, sa race, you should be intentional. Because at the end of the day, when you die, yun lang talaga ang question na pwede nating ma-ask, no? Ngayon na buhay tayo, pag mamatay tayo, ano kayang legacy na mabibigay natin? So, siguro hanggang dito lang. And I hope that we are, may nakilala tayong isang woman sa scripture. Her name is Dorcas, na isang philanthropist, isang tumutulong sa community, isang mabait na babae, na sana hindi lang natin siya kilalanin, maging maganda din siyang influence sa atin na as kababaihan or kalalakihan man tayo, let us be a good citizen katulad po ni Dorcas. So thank you and God bless po sa lahat.
ISA TV Production. Your only island TV channel.